Sporting Communities are a community interest company. We are an ethical, non-for-profit organisation which services range from sports coaching, youth work, mentors, and family support. We are a training academy delivering a range of qualifications, and we also have art and play services. Over the next coming weeks, Sporting Communities will be delivering health, fitness, and wellbeing podcasts covering all relevant topics. My name's Shaq. I'm a sports coach at Sporting Communities, also a qualified PT. I have passions for sports, mainly being football. My hobbies, I enjoy reading, enjoy socialising with friends and family. I'm also joined by Mike and Ed today. So do you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Yes, so hi guys, my name's Mike. You might have seen on some of the videos and stuff on our Facebook page, Sporting Communities. I'm also a personal trainer, love the gym, love the healthy lifestyle and stuff. My main particular hobbies, I'd say, would be going out on my motorbike when I get the chance, of course. Bike riding, reading, socialising with friends, which leads me on to you, Ed.
Yeah, cheers, Mike. My name's Ed. I also work for Sporting Communities and I'm also a personal trainer. I like all sports, mainly badminton and football. I'm a level 2 badminton coach as well. In my other interests are pretty much just chilling out, watching films and spending time with family and friends. So that's me, yeah. So in today's podcast, I think if you've listened to previous ones, normally we try and just cover one or two topics. I think today we've got more of a range of different things we're going to talk a bit about, not go into so much detail. So the first topic we're going to share with you and our opinions and what we think about is the idea around protein shakes, like powder replacement meals, what we think, what the benefits are, what they're good for, what they're not so good for, and talk just a bit around whether it's worth something looking into or not. So Mike, I'll start with you. Protein powders, do you take them? Do you not? What do you think of them? And what would you recommend for people who potentially are looking at taking them but not quite sure about which ones to take?
So the whole protein shake and powder replacement meals, pros cons, I'd say so protein shakes have they've been proven to be effective in helping lose weight loss occurs if you're taking more calories than you lose. So if you were to replace a high calorie meal with shake that contains less calories, you'll be shedding those pounds in no time really. So if you accompany this with practice exercise, it's going to come a lot faster and stuff. So these shakes should also keep you full for a longer period of time, since protein's the most satiating nutrient. Cons, I'd say, this is a funny one because you got to go by the cost per serving. So that can vary on all variety of protein shakes that you're taking into consideration. So such as the additives like milk, and then if you add in fruit or flavouring, a lot of people don't think about that, do they? They don't add it in. Say, oh yeah, I'm going to buy a tub of protein powder, but then they don't think the amount of milk and stuff and all the extra stuff that they're adding inside of it. So then you've got to wonder, do you know what I mean? Over time, it's costly for your wallet, and then you might want to consider protein-rich foods such as fresh meats, fish, eggs, nuts, seeds, etc. What do you think?
Yeah, so I think you've got a point there in terms of so cost being one. I think it's more the convenience is a massive benefit because after a gym session, it's easy just to have one ready, and then you've got your intake straight away there. You haven't got to go home, you haven't got to meal prep, then cook, and then it takes time. So I think in them terms it's good. What are your thoughts on obviously taking it instead of food? Because obviously some diets now, they're a full a powder diets where they just take shakes. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think a quick one, like you said, obviously protein shakes are very convenient, honestly. When we press for time, and it may be tempting just to grab a burger or some nearby fast food or a bag of chips or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So just easier to replace it with a protein shake. I mean, a lot of people say, there's actually, I did try something last year and it was called Huel, spelled with a H. And each shake contained complex carbohydrates, which you find in oatmeal. All the vitamins A to Z. It was digestive system friendly, so you never used to feel too full in it, but just enough to keep you full for a long time. Obviously contain the protein. But my thoughts on it, I like a protein shake, but literally just after the gym. I'm not one of these people who drink 3 or 4 protein shakes a day. Like I said to you guys on previous podcasts and stuff, that I like to eat 5-6 times a day, small but often, real food, whole food, to restore balance. What about you, Shaq?
No, literally, I think you've hit everything on the head there. Obviously, from the start to finish, obviously about the protein, but whole foods are a lot better, obviously, to restore your energy. Than just to take a protein. But no, you hit literally every point in what you just said.
Yeah, it's a quick one, isn't it? I don't know about you guys. Have you guys heard anything about how your proteins absorb quicker? The difference between with water and milk. Does it digest faster with water or milk? Which one's faster? What do you know, Shaq?
Water. Water obviously digests it a lot better, obviously, because it's with water. But milk obviously is a lot thicker.
If you are going to be taking some sort of protein shake or any sort of powder shake, definitely do your research, because there's a lot out there now.
God.
Every other influencer now or company are getting into these more convenient and quicker ways to try and sell their shakes and trying to sell a dream, saying that you'll get your results much quicker and stuff, and it's not the case. I think we can all agree that the best source of getting any of your vitamins, minerals, is through a well-balanced diet and actually a food source. Now, if you are looking at getting a protein source, again, look at the reviews, look at the ingredients, definitely take time to go into the research. There's loads of different sorts of protein shakes now. So there's like soy, pea, rice, like all sorts of different vegan protein shakes now. So I would just recommend, they are just there to help aid, your protein intake. And that's it. So they're great. They're great if your diet's not on point and you're not getting enough protein in. To bump it up, they're a great kind of convenient way of getting that extra bit more protein in. But look at the ingredients, look at the reviews, find out, look at the different, minimal side effects, which they are, but still there might be, and might take your stomach a while to kind of get used to the different. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So to sum it all up, guys, I'd just say, like Ed said, definitely. Look what you're buying. There's loads of cheap stuff on the market. Get yourself a good quality one. There's different, I'm not going to go into detail, but there's different types of protein as well, like from concentrate, isolate, things like that. I'd say, for my opinion, would be don't start replacing protein shakes with meals. I'd say stick with meals, guys. Stick with whole food. Small meals, small but often. And another one as well, the cons could be, they could be cheap, like I said, or, if you start adding loads of things like milk, nuts, and dried fruit and flavourings and stuff, you've got to take all that into consideration if you want it. Yeah, which brings me to my next question. So 5 a day, why is it important? So what tips have you got for us, Shaq? Say, like, if you're struggling and, we need to get the 5 a day, and what would you say?
The 5 a day, obviously, they're very important for you. They're a good source of fibre, dietary fibre, should I say, which can help maintain a healthy stomach, also prevent constipation and other digestion problems. Also, a diet high in fibre can also reduce your risk of heart disease and some types of cancers, i.e. bowel cancer.
Yeah, definitely. Reduce the risk of diseases and some cancers, like you said, Shaq. So basically, just encourage the consumption of at least 5 portions of fruit and vegetables each day.
Yeah.
So one of my tips would be start with the first meal of the day with, start the first meal of the day with 1 or 2 servings of fruit with a breakfast every day. So, some people like to have a protein shake first thing in the morning. So in that case, put a couple of handfuls of grapes, bananas, spinach and stuff. What about you, Ed? What do you think?
Yeah, it's a weakness of mine, definitely. I'm not a massive fan of vegetables. Fruit keeps me going. I quite like different fruits, so I don't mind them so much. I'll always have a banana first thing, and then I'll probably an apple and an orange, something like that. So I'm up to scratch with fruit, but vegetables, I'm terrible with. And talking of powder replacements on the previous question, and vegetables now, one thing I do have is actually a green powder. So it has loads of different mix of vegetables in a powder form. And then what I'll do is it's just 1 heap teaspoon of that, and I'll have it in water, and I have that every day. So, as well as trying to get some vegetables in when I can, because like we said in the previous answer as well, that no powder form is better than the actual food source. But if you're not getting it in your diet, then, you know, try and find it in other means. So I've done that with vegetables in a powder form. Don't get me wrong, it's absolutely disgusting, but you do get used to it. And you can have it with like fruit juice as well, to try, or like in a smoothie to try and, you know, get rid of that like horrible taste. But it's, you know, I kind of take it because I know that it's better than not taking it.
Shaq, didn't you tell me about something before? You got me into it, in fact. What was it called?
Super Green. I was just about to ask Ed, is that the one, Super Greens?
Yeah. So do you want to explain a bit about the Super Greens, Shaq? What's your theory on the Super Greens and why, like?
So why I thought, I'm quite good at eating veg and stuff, but I just had the Super Greens, like, just as that bit of an added boost in case some days, like, sometimes, yeah, I haven't got time to do all veg and stuff, but like, at least I know if, it's like Ed said, at least I know if I've had that in my shake, I know that's given me my nutrients I need, my vitamins and stuff for my vegetables that I'm not getting at the minute, just from that shake.
Yeah,
right. So
I
just
agree.
add it to your shake then. Do you add it? Can you add it to any foods or anything, or yogurts and stuff? I bet it tastes awful, actually.
So you can add it to porridges as well.
I don't think I'd do that.
I mean, your porridge does go green, but
The best way for me is just putting it with some water and getting it down me as quick as I can, and then, you know, just trying to wash it down. But that, you know, the good thing about Super Greens, I'd say as well, again, look at the ingredients, look at the reviews, but to be fair, they're not too expensive, some of them, if you do your research. So it can be quite a good, convenient and cheap way of getting, you know, your 5 a day in. But again, still try your best to have your fruit and vegetables as actual food.
Yeah, so summing all that up would be, you know, start with the first meal of the day by planning to eat like a serving or two of fruit with your breakfast. Double up on the fruit and the veggies every time you have a meal. Use fruit and vegetables as ingredients. Try new fruit, guys. Try something new. Like, you know, star fruit. I never even knew that was a fruit. Like, I want to try that now. You know, what is star fruit? But yeah, we got any more questions, Ed?
Yeah, so the next thing we're going to talk about is meal prep, and if you're on a bit of a budget, how's best to do that. So, Shaq, I'll come to you first. So, what do you think about meal prep on a budget? You know, how can you save by doing meal prep? What are the things you need to think about?
So meal prep, it's really good, but I'm not going to lie, it's hard to get into from the start. Or it's got quite a few benefits. Obviously, it can save you money, can ultimately save you time. And it's also this is what I found when I start meal prepping. It stops me like eating junk food because I know my meal's prepared for me already. But sometimes, like if I've not had a meal prepared for me, I'll eat anything that's there.
When you're hungry, you go for quick and easy, don't you? But so I guess if you've got it prepared there already, that saves that.
Yeah, exactly. Also, it can help you with weight control, obviously, because you're deciding what ingredients you're going to be putting in, what kind of portion size you're going to be having. So that's where it comes through as well. Like you're saying, what like the benefits. Obviously, you get to decide like your portion size and your ingredients you're putting into it.
Yeah, good point, Mike. What do you think?
Same with Shaq, really. I just said, like, you know, do you ever find yourself in the situation where, like, you come home from work and it's late, or you just finished work late or gym late, and then you're too tired to cook, but know that you need some nutrition. So immediately you think of like something healthy, but that'd be too much work. So you call for like a delivery or like a bowl of cereal or something instead, all of which is quickly preceded you just by chilling out on the couch, doing nothing.
Yeah.
So this is like where the meal prep would obviously come into it and obviously prevent this situation. So planning your meals, obviously, you know, it stops you, what do we call it? You avoid impulse buying. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Both good points. Shaq, I want to touch on what you said at the start. So it's quite hard to get into and start off. So why, and two, what tips have you got for people if they are thinking about doing some meal prep? How to, you know, be successful in it and not just quit.
Okay, so why I think it's quite hard to get into it. Obviously, because you think of it at first, you think you've got all this food to prepare. That's why I didn't want to do it at the start, because I think I've got to prepare all this food. Like, but then why I started doing was because I prepared all that food, but it's a lot easier in the long run, like because your food's going to be prepared for you. You can eat it straight away when you get hungry, when you need to eat. So you're not going to be eating the junk food, as I described earlier. So the tips for that are really, this is going to motivate you. You got to set your goal. That's what I did. So why I started meal prepping was I wanted to get a goal. Then I hit it with my meal prep, and then I wanted to get another goal, and I kept hitting my goals. So that's what kind of motivated me, and like it's not made me want to quit.
Yeah, I think people like the quick and easy, don't they? But I think if you just try and, like what you just said, just plan week by week and do it that way, I think as well kind of keep track. So you'll notice a big difference in your savings because you won't be getting as much junk food and just impulse buying, like Mike said. And you'll be healthier all around as well because, again, going back to what Shaq said, you're controlling more about what you're putting in your body and you're going to reach them goals.
Obviously, buying in bulk is also a great technique for saving money. Dividing your meals up into containers as well won't allow you to add more, and it will teach you, effectively, it will teach you that how much you need to feel full, like the containers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, definitely. Them bulk buying is a lot cheaper, isn't it? I think people that I'm guilty of there who just goes Co-op or whatever supermarket at lunchtime, you can end up spending a fortune just for your one lunch. So definitely prepping in advance is definitely worth spending that extra bit of time, a couple of nights in the evening a week, doing kind of your food for the next 3 or 4 days, buying some Tupperware, you know, keeping it fresh, and then you're sorted then.
So just thinking like, obviously, so really you control the portions, you'll save money, you'll eliminate surprises and hidden calories, improve your cooking skills. Most importantly, you'll be able to spend more time doing the things you actually love. How about that one?
That's a good one, mate.
Have we got another question, Shaq?
Yeah, so we've got this question. So are people going to cancel gym memberships after lockdown and stick with home workouts, or are gyms going to be booming with everyone getting fit in the fit phase?
Yeah, that's a good question. I've got an opinion. I'll tell you what's Ed got to say first? I've got a good opinion on it.
I'll throw this out there. I'll just say, I think it's a case of the fear of the situation versus everyone getting on the being fit phase and wanting to get back in the gyms. I think gyms are gonna, they're going to be wanting people to get back in, spending money on the memberships. However, I don't know if people are just going to stick with the home workouts if they've really enjoyed it over the period that we've been in lockdown for, and go, you know what, I don't need to spend X amount on a gym membership. I'm happy, I've hit my results, or I've been happy doing what I'm doing. So I'll just kind of leave it there, and I'll let you two kind of battle it out for what you think.
Okay, who's going first? What do you think, Shaq? Do you want me to answer, or would you like to go? Or
I can quick fire away if you want, mate.
Yeah, go on then, mate. Let's see what you got to say.
So what I think to myself, mine's basically like what Ed said as well. Like, obviously, the fear of like what's happening. Obviously, because the gym's quite a big place where you go to. Obviously, you've got to think about the equipment and stuff people are touching after you've been touching it and stuff like that. But mine's a bit like, do you know, like the New Year phase when people are going to like say, yeah, I'm going to get into the gym. I think it's going to be a bit like that, because obviously gyms are going to slash prices of the memberships, obviously because they've lost business, so they're going to be slashing prices of their memberships. But I think people could be like in the New Year's phase, like I just said, like they could go for a month and then just think nah and stop going.
Go on then, Mike. I can tell that you're just dying to kind of get out on a set.
No. When I was thinking about it, I was just like, oh yeah. I started, when your mind just starts to go from like one thing to another. So basically, like my opinion is, I don't think the gym will go back to normal straight away, because perhaps the gym will have to like follow like a protocol towards like government guidelines and stuff. So you could say like a solution to that would be like a certain amount of people at once. Maybe the gyms come up with an application on people's phones to see how many members are currently trained inside, or someone at the entrance wiping down the keypad terminals. Imagine if we all had to wear masks and gloves whilst using the gym. Obviously, which has its benefits, not only to like protect ourselves, but it might put everyone off the training. Win-win. So what does that mean? That means empty gyms. But yeah, can you guys imagine, right, you can come to gym, but only a selected amount of people are allowed to come to gym, but you must wear a face mask. Okay, fair enough. And you must wear your gloves. What do you think? Do you think that's a good idea? Do you think it protects ourselves? It definitely, like, some people might go, oh, you know what? I can't be bothered to train if it's all that. So effectively, it will stop people going in. Do you get what I'm saying?
Like you say, you look stupid with a mask on, but it's a valid point you've made there.
Everybody will. I guarantee, guys, it'll be the new thing, won't it? It will be the new thing. It'll be like all on social media, like, oh, look at me, selfie with my mask and stuff on the gym. That's just what I'm going by. Can you imagine if it all was actually just came out true or something? But I'm not sure. Just my opinion.
I think it's a good point. The thing about the app is that you got to think about kind of the privately owned gyms. Can they afford an app?
Like the little gyms, like in the corners. Yeah.
The thing is,
sorry guys,
if the government are going to put something in place, it's got to be something that will work across the whole board, because they can't go, well, this gym's going to do this, but this gym's going to do this. It's just like they just won't be able to do it. In terms of the masks and gloves, masks, I think, but I don't know. Can you imagine deadlifting with some gloves? Like, they'll just rip.
Shaq wears gloves, don't you, Shaq?
What, the blue ones?
You can get me some of them in Nike. I'll put them on.
Yeah, I tell you what, I like to use chalk. I do. There was a time when I used gloves, but I wouldn't even dream of it now. Chalk's. I think
that's where you get the best grip, man. With that.
Yeah.
I think they're going to. I think, to be honest, it's going to be one of the last things to reopen.
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely.
Totally, yeah.
Have you guys noticed? So obviously, I was doing a bit of search on the Amazon and stuff as well. How many of us guys, and there's probably loads of other people, have searched for a barbell or something.
Me, I look for a.
The prices are insane, aren't they? I've seen these like 2 10-kilo dumbbells for like 80 quid.
Yeah.
And but guys, this is what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to adapt, overcome, whatever you want to call it. So I've been thinking about getting a bit of scaffold or something. Or, if you've got the garden, I guess. Just touching on what you said, Ed. The gyms, they're going to probably be the last thing to be open.
Yeah, but I think if it's to answer the kind of the point we were trying to make at the start, if it's safe to do so, I think gyms are going to be booming once everything's back to normal.
Yeah, with that,
I think it's just going to take a lot of time. Cool.
But yes, from the gym memberships, actually it sort of joins together. So obviously the next question. So I see this question all the time, guys. Is it too late to get shredded for summer? What's effective to get that summer body quick? Who's going first, guys?
Yeah, so Mike, do you just want to explain for the people listening that might not know what shredded means?
Oh, yes, very good. I think the term shredded means just a really low body fat. So to get those abs, I train abs all the time, but then my body fat's at like 12-15%. You're not going to have your abs. Everybody's got abs, guys. It's just in order, in fact, to lower the body fat to reveal them. So I think they do. I think they say 6% body fat, you'll see a set of 6 abs. But shredded to the bone, it's this new thing the last 3, 4, 5 years or something, and it's basically just to drop all your body fat down, so you can literally, is it the term aesthetic or something? So you can see every vein. Yeah. Shredded to the bone. That's what they say, don't you? So just a really, really low body fat, very vascular. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Right. So, is it too late, and the most effective ways to get there? Go on, Shaq.
So, obviously, touching on what Mike just said, obviously the most effective way to burn body fat would be obviously in this time as well. It's good time, obviously, because there's nothing much else to do at the minute. So you can do like HIIT workouts. I do skipping. I find that's very good for burning fat. Skipping is circuits. Weight training is also a good one for burning fat. Many people feel like when they're in the gym, they think just to go on the treadmill and stuff. But actually, if you're doing weight training as well, it sounds funny, but you're going to burn fat really by doing that. And also going on a calorie deficit, which is where you consume less calories than you are burning.
Yeah, I'd agree with Shaq, really. So anything that's going to put your body under quite a lot of stress for a longer period of time is going to burn calories, burn fat. So yeah, you HIIT workouts, kind of them 20 minutes. Obviously, you can't do something that puts your body under a lot of stress for a lot of time. So that's why they are 15, 20 minutes blasts, where you're really putting in as maximum effort, sweating as much as you can, putting your muscles under as much stress as you can for them 20 minutes. That's what I'd recommend, really. It depends what your goal is, depends what stage of training you're at.
About you, Mike?
But yeah, so in general, it's it's important to stay healthy. But there's definitely some great tips out there, such as swap your morning cereals for a protein-rich breakfast. which that will enable you to like stay fuller for longer, prevent mid-morning snacking. Omelets and stuff, or like thick protein smoothies. Fill half your plate with vegetables and stuff as well. Do you know what I mean? Just so like, if you've got a whole plate full of vegetables, it's like, oh, that's a big meal, that is. But actually, there's hardly any calories or anything. And I think, which also obviously, you could also say, so if you have any unused like carbohydrates in your body, no doubt they'll be like converted to sugars anyway, which unused energy, as we all know, is stored as fat, guys.
You can just follow the Eat Well guide on the NHS. It's something that's been around for years and years, but it's never really changed so much, and it's still relevant for today. Everyone's going to be different. Some people's bodies react better to like a high carb diet, some do better with a high fat diet, but I think we can all agree on kind of getting your fruit and vegetables in as much as possible. I think another one to touch on with this question is, I find that a lot of people come to me and ask like, they want to get lean for summer, so it'll get to kind of April, May time, and then all of a sudden they want to start with the good diet, with the good gym, smashing it like as much as they can. And I would recommend like to anyone, that's probably not the healthiest and best way to do it. I think if you can turn that into more of a lifestyle and go all year round and make them little adjustments, rather than shocking your body and all of a sudden you're going to the gym from nothing to 7 days a week, all of a sudden you're just trying to get as much protein down you as possible. It's not good for your body to sort of go to shock it and go, wow, what's happening? So I think trying to turn it into just a balanced, healthy lifestyle is a much better way to kind of stay lean and make them small changes all year round, rather than like losing a stone in a month or trying doing that isn't going to be healthy.
So solid information that. But another bit, just to touch on that, like you probably heard it before, same as you as well, Shaq. So have you ever had like people say to you, "Oh, I can't eat much fat. Oh, fat makes you fat. Oh, no, don't worry about fat." You might think that like eating fat leads to gaining weight. Well, it's the complete opposite, isn't it? Like fat is not only essential for health, but it's like, I think there's a lot of research and stuff that's like gone into like diets that are like lowering carbs but higher in fats. So it's the best and quickest way to lose weight or tone up.
No, it's like you said, mate. Yeah, people think of fat as they think of like as a bad thing, but they don't realise how many good fats there are out there.
Yeah, there's a massive misconception about when people hear fat in a diet.
Yeah, you need fat, don't you, guys? You got any, Shaq? What do you recommend for us? What's good? What's some high good fats?
So my favourite one is avocado.
Oh yes.
That's a huge one, that is. I mean, some days as well. Some days I'll have some cheese as well, because obviously that's good fats.
Yeah, me too, mate. I am a sucker for cheese. I maintain, but I love cheese, mate. I have cheese every day, only a little bit, but I have it every day. I love cheese, mate.
People think of that as a bad thing.
I love the cheese. Oily fish, guys. What about that one? Oily fish is a good one as well, isn't it? Shaq, I know you like your sea bass and your mackerel and stuff.
Yes, I've only just mastered how to cook that sea bass properly.
3 minute. I think I've got it down to a T now. 3 minutes skin side down, then 1 minute flesh side, and that's it. 4 minutes shallow fry. What about you, Ed? Have you got any?
I would say so. Different range of nuts. There's different types of nuts as well. So the main ones I like your almonds, your walnuts. Yeah, again, it's just a case of doing your research before you start eating a whole bag of what might be healthy or might not be, because within foods there's obviously your good and bad.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Ed. I like all nuts, but then there's particular ones like, let's put it this way, the raw cashews. The raw cashews, they're creamy, they're easy to eat, they taste good, but they are like the lower nutritional value out of all the nuts. I think almonds are like the best, but obviously the most. I like almonds, but yeah, I think almonds are up there, aren't they? I think almonds have like the best nutritional value and fibre and stuff. I think walnuts are the fattiest or something, but hazelnuts are certainly dry. I don't like hazelnuts because for me they're dry. Shaq, what about your preference?
I love my almond nuts. They're the main nuts I eat at the minute, really. I have them in like with, what is it? Do you know with the berries?
Oh, yeah. You mean like a mixed bag or something?
Yeah. Like, well, I don't really like any other kind of nuts, really. I don't like salty ones.
No. I think no, you just got to stick with the raw ones, aren't you?
Yeah,
Remember those? Do you know what I used to think? So obviously years ago, obviously when I just getting into my training and stuff, and my dad used to eat loads of KP nuts. He was like, "Oh, these are good for you. These are so." So they'd be there, just snacking on loads of these KP nuts, and then I never realised like how salty and stuff they are. So now, you know what? I wouldn't even touch them now. So no,
that's what my dad used to say to me about the dry roasted.
Yeah,
these are good for you.
These are good for you. Is that what he said? But yeah, just to touch up, like you might think eating fats, gaining weight, guys. It's not true. We need essential fats for our health. Okay.
Yeah. So cheers for that, guys, and I hope that you enjoyed listening. And we touched on a few things that are kind of relevant for your kind of lifestyle at the minute. Please comment in the box below the podcast anything you kind of thought about it or anything you want us to discuss in future podcasts, because we'll be sure to kind of make sure we cover that. And please remember as well that Shaq and Mike are online, the Messenger and now Instagram chat. If you ever want to go online and speak to them, look on the Facebook page at when they're online. So that's us finished for today then, guys. So we'll be back on next week. Thank you, guys. See you later.
Yeah, nice one, guys. It's been a pleasure as always.
Guys.
Thank you very much. So there, guys. Bye-bye.